Hi guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video about 5 vital components of which can make you or cause injury while you're trying to become a greater version of yourself. Now I'm going to start with number 1 is training too heavy. Now for the guys out there that obviously train heavy, they may get a bit be protective over this. Like me, I've been a guy that trained very heavy and for a long period of time, but I'll tell you one thing I found, and this is not just what I found over almost 20 years that of basically training people, coaching people, being in environments of gyms and around people that try and become a stronger version of themselves, is that failing to listen to your body, you will end up with a lot of injuries. Now, training too heavy is another one that basically we, like to be strong. That's part of the universe powers that's going to give you that, oh, I want to be strong, I want to look strong, I want to feel strong, which is great, okay? Now, one thing that you guys may find is, while trying to become a greater version of yourself, is training too heavy too often without listening to your body is going to lead to injury. Why? Okay, remember, our skeleton body, our muscular body, our connective tissue body, our central nervous system was made to become mobile and to fight for survival, not to be squatting 5 to 6, 7 plates on our backs, not to be deadlifting great amounts of weights. Okay, we weren't meant to do that. However, doing those kind of things make us stronger, okay? But in order for us to keep that level on a consistent basis, we're finding ourselves with little tears. Now these little tears, as I just said, little, they begin to be very little, but over the long period of time, the longevity of these, it causes inflammation in the joints, it causes big tears in the tendons and ligaments and muscles, and these in the long term causes a lot of injuries. Now, I was yesterday with 3 guys that basically I admire quite a lot. They've been training for many years, and we were discussing this, and to be honest with you, one of them in particular has got a lot of injuries, okay? Very strong guy, he squats 5 plates, he bench presses 5 plates, he deadlifts a lot of plates as well. In fact, holds a lot of powerlifting competition wins and trophies. And he was talking to me about this, how basically his body now is deteriorating. He's getting to a certain age where the body can't take that anymore. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a video tomorrow about this, because it's one of the things that people think that training hard is about hammering the body every single day. Now, if you see most top bodybuilders, powerlifters, now there's a bit of a science behind it, okay? So what they do is they train very heavy, of course they do, okay? But what they do is they program their sort of training regime around the recycle system, of which you must recycle your training. You can't hammer the body every single day with heavy training. That's going to inflame your joints, that's going to inflame your muscles, you're going to inflame your connective tissues, and you may not even see it a lot of the times, be able to physically see your body deteriorating, but it's in the background. And this can obviously lead to you stop training, obviously, and this can then lead to a lot of long-term injuries, which is obviously not good for you, because then obviously you're going to stop becoming a weaker version of yourself. So one of the things I'll say and advise you to do is make sure you speak to someone that's got a background of sports science, that basically knows about these particular injuries, and not only that, to reschedule your training and to basically periodize your training, because it's very important to do that. Because what you do is, if you periodize your training, what's going to happen is you're going to peak at the right time and ultimately in a healthy way, and you can still be as strong as you want. You know, you don't need to go 150 miles an hour to go from your start journey to your end journey. You can go at 60-70 miles an hour, you still get to the same journey versus maybe you got 150 mile an hour and you have a massive car crash, you know. So it's actually periodizing your training, understanding physiology, biomechanics, how your body needs to move in specific obviously exercises, and ultimately knowing exactly what your body needs at that particular stage, and that is really important. Now this then gonna lead into the number 2, of which is lifting heavy is one thing, but lifting heavy correctly is another thing. Now what you find is with a lot of these guys that lift heavy, although obviously some of them fantastically well and they do very, very well in terms of lifting heavy in the right form, but a lot of guys out there lifting heavy terribly, okay? Now I'll give you an example. One common denominator I find is, and this is, oh, I nearly went there, I find is guys that lift heavy, right? I'll give you an example. Like I see, like, let's just name an exercise like squats, for instance. They put 5 plates on a squat bar, okay? And then on a squat rack, and then basically in the bar, obviously, they all get under the bar and everything, and literally they move this, right? They move 2 or 3 centimeters, okay? Now, and they may go out, or they may go in brag to the mates how they've squatted 5 plates or 6 plates and blah blah blah, and it sounds great, doesn't it? Okay, and then let me tell you, from a science point of view, yes, they've lifted 5 plates for 3 centimeters, but the knock-on effect on how that exercise affected their muscles, not much at all. But what's going to do is, because obviously it's not the right form, what's going to cause is going to cause a lot of inflammation around areas of which, like the lower back area, the upper back area, knees, obviously a lot of area of hip flexor muscles, obviously a lot of piriformis area, which is the glute area, is going to inflame a lot, and especially your spine, holding on to all that weight, of which is not necessary, you know. It's not necessary for you to do that. Now obviously if you guys look into the science behind muscle development and power development, okay, yeah, of course you need to train heavy, but if you're not working through full range of motion, you're lying to yourself. It's almost like an ego exercise, not a physical exercise. What you're doing is you're exercising your ego, and you're exercising your ego based on who's looking, who you're going to tell, okay? So just listen, read, educate yourself on that, maybe speak to people that actually know. And a lot of times, one of the biggest things that I found, and to be honest with you, I've never actually ego trained myself. I don't know why actually sometimes, because obviously I was always surrounded in gyms, obviously, which is bodybuilders, powerlifters, but I've never actually done it myself. Now one thing I found was the more correct training you do, the more sort of results you get, because the muscle travels through full range of motion and gets an amazing development, okay? So really make sure you understand the importance of working full range of motion with great weight. Fantastic, do it, okay? Then this leads to number 3, of which poor diet, okay? Now a lot of us out there, you probably heard, oh, eat anything you want, and it's all about packing up the muscle and you'll grow and whatever else, okay? That's brilliant, okay? Now, but the biggest problem that we've got with this is, if you eat anything you want, what happens is, when you grow, and it's fantastic, but what are you doing to your internal organs? It's a whole different story. It's like, it's a completely different subject, okay? Because imagine you packing all that, you know, high condimented, poor, high gluten rice and potatoes and chips and bread and toxic meat, perhaps, and you're eating loads of chicken, but the chicken is pumped up with hormones, and you're consuming all that, okay? Now my question to you is this: if you're eating bad food and you're ingesting that bad food, what type of nutriments is your central nervous system gonna get, your heart gonna get, your brain gonna get, your muscles gonna get, your connective tissue gonna get, what your bones gonna get, you name it, all the organs in your body? What type of life is that? You know, and then you probably hear the guy down the gym, oh yeah, fucking just eat everything, it doesn't matter, just you grow, and you think to yourself, you're pumping yourself full of hormones, you're pumping yourself full of crap. Okay, it's not nutritious food. It's what it is. It's basically full of roughage, which is going to be it's polystyrene. Do you know? A lot of this food that we have in is full of trans fats, full of toxic food they're not going to make you a stronger version of yourself. You may look beefed up in a jacket or in a sweatshirt or whatever, but take that off. Take that off and show how much muscle you actually packed up. You haven't packed up anything. On top of this, okay, obviously a lot of guys out there taking a lot of other substances, and this is not for the video to say, listen, if you take substances you shouldn't do it, whatever, it's up to you, but all that has also a knock-on effect on your health, you know. It's obviously I understand when people do it for a competition, or they do it to basically reach a goal. Fantastic, brilliant. If that's your life path, brilliant. I'm not criticizing that. But what I'm saying is, in the long term, this obviously has been proved to have a serious knock-on effect on our health. So it's very important for us to kind of measure as to what is this really making me a stronger version of myself, or is it really you know, ego training and ego lifting and ego leaving, of which then is going to cause a longer sort of detrimental effect on my life. Because at the end of the day, I think we all have, I'm sure we all have the benefit of living a longer life, healthy life. I'm sure most of us want to get to our 60s and 70s, 80s and still be able to function correctly, still be able to live a healthy life. And this is one of the things that I find with life. I mean, if you look at someone that is older, like, you know, like 80, 90 years of age, one of the things that goes is mobility. Okay, now the last thing you want in your life is mobility to go. So because if mobility goes, then obviously it's a hard journey, isn't it? Because if your mobility goes, you're going to be able to, you're going to be having to have people to help you. You know, like imagine, like, some people can't go up the stairs, some people can't go down the stairs, some people can't bend down, some people can't reach up, some people can't twist. So that is, I think, more than anything, never mind benching 5 or 6 plates, never mind squatting 7 plates or 6 plates, or whatever you want to squat. I think the biggest thing is, can we bend when it's 70? And some of you guys may say, oh yeah, but you know, I don't really want to care, I don't really care if I'm 17, I can't bend. That's what you say now. But I tell you, time flies, you know, and it's one of them things. I'll give you an example. Like I've got a client of mine, he's 83 years of age. That guy squats, he lunges, he bench presses, he does press-ups, he does alternating lunges, he does burpees at 83 years of age. You know, I say to him, if I can do the same thing at 70 or even 65, I'll be very grateful. Now that to me is richness in itself, because he's a guy that is 83 and he's doing things that probably most 70-year-old people will be proud of themselves, you know, so that's great. So then this leads to number 4, of which is having a lot of toxic ingredients out there. And what I mean by that is a lot of toxic cocktails, in terms of, like, a lot of us drink, a lot of us you know, like take a lot of substances, a lot of us take a lot of smoke a lot, and that is obviously, I don't know, you guys probably read too much about this or listened to about this, about how it inflames our bodies, how it inflames our brains. You know, a lot of us are on a lot of tablets out there for all sorts of reasons. One of the reasons out there now is a lot of depression, a lot of people feeling suffering from anxiety. And then, you know, I've done a lot of videos about this. This is one of the things that we shouldn't be on, these tablets, okay? This is completely man-made. All these inflammations in the brain, in the stomach, in your intestine, in your body, is all completely man-caused. When I say man-made, I mean man-caused. We're causing all these things to ourselves. Why? You may say because we're taking a lot of silly substances to make us look strong. In one day, we're looking very strong, and all of a sudden, wow, we end up with inflammation in the brain, inflammation in the stomach. And remember, once you're inflamed in your guts, okay, you're going to be inflamed in your body. That's for sure. And if you're going to be inflamed in your body, you're going to be inflamed in your brain too. And if you're going to be inflamed in your brain, you ain't going to function very well. So there's a bit of a clue there. So I think we've got to look a little bit more about the correct way of living our lives in order to become a greater version of yourselves. Then this leads to number 5, of which is, remember, training hard, eating well, taking the right substances takes dedication. And this is one of the things that a lot of us forget, that we forget that it's a level of dedication. Anyone can go to the gym and train hard, okay? That's one thing, okay? And then do everything else wrong. Anyone can go and eat an healthy meal once with their mates, or twice, or 3 times, or 2 weeks. But can you do it every day? Okay? Are you looking after your mind in terms of spirituality? Are you, it doesn't matter what religion believe or spirituality believe, but are you looking after your mind? Are you, for instance, so what I'm doing right here is 432 gigahertz meditation, because I'm walking in nature, and basically I'm becoming a better version of myself, because one, I'm helping others, and two, I'm doing obviously power walking, so I'm burning body fat, I'm working my heart, okay? But ultimately I'm in nature, I'm in somewhere where the universe has created. So I mean, this sounds probably completely very silly to someone that hasn't got the emotional intelligence or even the spirituality intelligence to understand that. But it's basically what you guys see here is 432 gigahertz music. Basically, is the sound of nature. If you hear the wind and the actual trees, it's vibrating at that frequency. So it's very, very good for your body, mind, and soul. Now, are you doing that? Have we basically avoided people that are toxic around our lives? Are we avoiding them? Are we completely like just around people that basically have the right frequency, they have the good frequency of which is going to make us and going to help us become a greater version of ourselves? And that is ultimately, when I started this video about basically things that actually causes injury, that's one of the biggest things that causes injury, which is inflamed brain, inflamed body, causes all the inflammation. Okay, so inflaming your body, inflaming your joints, inflaming your brain doesn't come from bad training and bad food, it comes from bad people as well. So make sure you surround yourself with people that remind you of who you really want, of who you really are, and of who you really want to become. And that is what is the reason why we are becoming our greatest version. So with all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Remember, check us out on YouTube, which is Carlos Trainer. It's completely free. All you need to do is press the button where it says subscribe to Carlos Trainer. We've got videos about all sorts of things. As you can see, you've got psychology, motivation, training, diets, you name it, loads of different sort of subjects, and it's all there to help you become a greater version of yourself. If you found this video helpful, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and basically subscribe as well again. Okay, so check us out also on my Instagram, for the guys that got Instagram. Check us out on Carlos Trainer 10. We've got loads of different things there again, so check it out. And with all that said, guys, have a beautiful day. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Take care. Just believe in yourself, that's all it is. Believe in yourself and do not allow external events to dictate your present situation. 2 things of which I think is really important in order to become better version of yourself is gratitude and discipline. Get healthier, get happier, become your greatest version. A huge part of development for ourselves is to believe in ourselves and believe in your intuition in order to become better every day, in order to ask your own self, am I doing the best I can in order to become a better version of me? Remember, while you're becoming your greatest versions, don't forget, have fun as well, because a lot of times you can be very serious as well. So have fun, like I always do, although doing these videos, and it gets really serious sometimes about coaching, training, psychology, problems, everything. It's always sometimes to become a kid as well and just enjoy and laugh, laugh, laugh.